Our presentation today is entitled The Fountain of Youth. In the AMORC book, Essays of a Modern Mystic, Imperator Emeritus H. Spencer Lewis described the alchemical and deeper meaning of the fountain of youth. Additionally, provided a special concentration and meditation exercise, the baptism of the life force, for our daily practice. We will follow up on that chapter by performing this meditation and closely related mystical exercises that apply the alchemy of creating and the law of transmutation. In this manner, Rosicrucian laws and principles are key to our work of regeneration, worship and cosmic communion of the unaging eternal, and way of service. Now, to introduce our period of meditation, we'll have a special image of an alchemical nature to share with you. You'll see now before you a depiction of the fountain of life, which is equivalent and sometimes another reference to the fountain of youth. And I think you may recognize this image as the fourth culminating plate from a special alchemical document first released to the world in 1615 by Stefan Michel Spacker and Stefan Michel Spacker. He was involved in the medical arts and also in printing. And this is around the time when the Rosicrucian manifestos are being released in the 17th century. They'd be released much later in our time period as follow-up with them. And so the Family Fraternitatis, we know, coming out in 1614, a year later this is. So there's a great deal of interest in the Rosicrucians in Europe and beyond. And this work is very much tied in with, in a veiled way, releasing and getting people intrigued by the Rosicrucian teachings. The way the Rosicrucian teachings are expressed change over time, and they're clothed in the conceptions and the cultures of the time, but their deep underlying truths always stay the same. And most fundamentally, they come through our deep spiritual and mystical experiences, particularly through meditation-related mystical exercises that we learn on a weekly basis in our Rosicrucian lessons. You know, this is the time now of the great rebirth of nature during spring, and this image before us has much to do that. Quickly for those who are in the northern hemisphere as we head towards the equinox. Now, this fountain of life that you see before you here, also sometimes referred to as the fountain of youth, as I mentioned, but also closely related equivalent terms in alchemy, such as the elixir of life, the philosopher's stone, the stone of the wise, and the tincture of the alchemists. We see here before us portrayed the various alchemical operations, including the law of transmutation and the different stages of alchemical development. I want to draw your attention now to this lower group of figures, which is quite intriguing among the many suggestive things in this image. You'll find here that there's the 5 planetary archetypes. Oftentimes we hear associations with Mars and Venus, Saturn and Jupiter and Mercury. They'll have them also applied higher up in the diagram, which will apply the law of correspondence, as above, so below. You notice we have 5 alchemists here, including a Sora Mystica alchemist. They've made the arduous journey to the height of the mountaintop, but their journey is still continuing. They have before them, you'll notice, 2 crossed fiery swords. And there's seem to be 2 special allusions there. One is to the figure Vulcan, who's associated with fire and the importance of the work or the opus, the great work through fire, but also that the Garden of Eden was guarded by a flaming sword, and that we have to purify ourselves, which we'll do shortly in our period of meditation, to ascend to the heights of the celestial sanctum and experience the fountain of youth and the tincture of the philosophers. You'll notice that they're shaking their billows towards the two fiery cross swords. They've had a challenging time getting to this height, and they're going to have to use their inner perseverance and turn within and use their inner spiritual force to rise up and pass through the fiery swords that will open for them. In fact, if we zoom in even closer, you'll see here that this document encoded in here is, you'll see RC associated with the Rose Croix, the Rosicrucian tradition. And this document is very much in that great spiritual tradition of the Rosicrucians being passed down through the ages. The forms and expression over the times change and evolve, but we find still the inner spiritual teachings. In many respects, what we're seeing before us is what we're learning weekly in the Rosicrucian lessons. And sometimes it's good to see in another expression, another form. He's in a way using imagery. This is in sacred texts that have a memorable pictures and look deeply on the symbols of the subconscious. You notice that there's clouds above as well, that they've got to rise up into the celestial, the heavenly, that we'll do shortly in our period of meditation and mystical exercise. Looking a little more closely at the upper part, we see again the paired figures, and there's, as we rise up in this fountain, that's here the resurrected or reborn Christ. This suggests the Christ consciousness or the cosmic consciousness, which we're recently developing ourselves in as mystics. The Christ figure or the cosmic consciousness portrays giving two chalices, one to the queen and one to the king. The moon and the sun figures here. The chalice associated with the Holy Grail, the summum bonum, the attainment of the Rose Croix state, the fully matured human being at one with the one. It also has the association, in addition to the Grail cup, the cup that's used in communion in Christianity. The Rosicrucian tradition is not a religion, but it helps students have a much deeper understanding of their chosen religion, if they have one, and all things in life. You notice in German here, there's the expression indicating that we're looking at the fountain of life. We also have a bower on either side here, suggestive of both the Garden of Eden and the celestial city, the heavenly Jerusalem. We'll notice that there's a wine press here that an angel is operating on the crucified Christ. From that, the essence comes forward to fill the waters of the fountain of life, the fountain of youth. But also there's the dove descending to help spiritualize the water, coming from the divine name, the divine. And you'll see there the Hebrew letters for Yod-Heh, Vav-Heh, the tetragrammaton. Additionally, you'll notice that there's the rainbow that surrounds it, suggestive of the perfection of the work. Also, there's various biblical allusions in here. Fountain is important in the book of Revelations. The rainbow is important at the end of Noah's journey for the covenant of the humanity with the divine. These are all spiritually interpreted in a form of esoteric Christianity, which is married with alchemy and Kabbalah, as indicated in the title of this book. We notice too up here the letters of the U is expressed and appears as a V, but that's from the German for our water is our water. So there's a acronym there as well as a palindrome um, that referring to the water of life. Let us continue. We see here, fourth, as I mentioned, the culminating image in this book, for and so for the German for finishing, the achievement of the great work, achievement of the Philosopher's Stone, and also the multiplication, or augmentation, that is the multiplying of matter, so it can be used indefinitely by the alchemist, as one scholar has mentioned in this regard. It's also the attainment of passing through all these alchemical stages, the various stages of mystical development, of the full maturation of a human being. Similar to this diagram, we'll notice that this is, in a way, the life process, but also before us is a method of meditation. We'll find that through purification, we'll rise up into the heavenly city, back into paradise, and commune with the divine and realize our divine nature through this. Now, while you're looking at this image, I'd like to read to you a statement that it's at the first plate of the book, but it talks about the work that we're about to undertake. And translated in English here, Kabbalah and alchemy give you the highest medicine, as well as the stone of the wise, in which alone the foundation rests, as can be seen to this day in these figures by anyone who has eyes. O divine, help us to be thankful for this gift so high and pure. They whose heart and mind you open up, and who are perfect in these, to them will be given all strength to accomplish this work. Soon we'll ascend to the heights of the celestial sanctum. As you prepare looking at this image before you, I'll ask at this time that Karen paste in the chat the resources for you, and also upload them as a PDF document. I think the latter form of the resources is the PDF will be easiest for you to download if you're inclined to pursuing more of this diagram and certain things that we're talking about today, including the book Essays of a Modern Mystic and its chapter on the Fountain of Youth. When you're ready, I invite you to still gaze upon and contemplate the sacred diagram before us. And let us see if we can penetrate into its veiled meaning, in a way pass by the fiery swords that will open up and allow us to come into them. And we see the light that's raining down towards the alchemists. We are like unto them, and we will rise up through the clouds and into the heavenly realm, the paradise and the heavenly city. As you look at this diagram and take it in as a whole, you may wish to keep in mind, as part of our meditation as well on this diagram, and following the special exercise given to us by our Imperator Emeritus on the baptism of the vital life force. This diagram illustrates the tincture of the philosophers, the water of life, the elixir of life. In symbolic terms, the Christ figure symbolizes the death of the red lion and the resurrection of the green lion after the process of putrefaction. He offers both Sol and Luna a chalice symbolizing the sulfur and mercury are to be conjoined together to attain the tincture of the philosophers. You see then that we've illustrated before, as one scholar has mentioned, the tincture of philosophers, the universal medicine, which consumes all disease. As we enter into the cosmic consciousness state, the evolvement of consciousness, we experience stone of the wise, the fountain of youth, the fountain of life. With these thoughts and these inspiring conceptions in mind, let us turn inward. I invite you to close your eyes now, and we'll continue our period of meditation. Just enjoy the gentle rhythm of the breath, the vibration of the breath. All manifests through breath in a cosmic sense. All manifests as vibration throughout the cosmos. The vibration of the word. Concentration on our breath, we're aligning ourselves with what Rosicrucians refer to as the cosmic keyboard. The great forms of music on all levels and senses. Just enjoy the gentle rhythm of the breath. Soon we'll begin our ascent to the heights of the celestial sanctum. Let us undertake a purification now with our breath. An invocation and a prayer. Pass by the fiery swords. Ascend to the paradise in the heavenly city. I invite you to, as part of the purification, to extend your exhalation. Feel the relaxation response immediately as the great vagus nerve connected with the autonomic nervous system and works with the balancing of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems that we learn exercises for as part of our weekly lessons in the Rosicrucian studies. Just extend your exhalation a little longer than inhalation. Enjoy the relaxation. The holy temple of the body enjoys the calmness. We need the calmness to heal, to experience the tincture of the philosophers. The reinvigoration of the fountain of youth. Indeed, as we do these operations, we undertake multiple forms of rejuvenation, regeneration, known to the Rosicrucians over the centuries, increasingly understood by modern science, such as we know that the mitochondria in the cells are much more activated and are able to work properly in the cells rather than a highly stressful state, they'll exit the cells. We need the mitochondria to help generate approximately 90% the energy of the holy temple, our body. As we relax too, we help strengthen and retard the shortening of the telomeres, those protective DNA caps on the ends of the chromosomes in our body. Maybe we wish to picture them being strengthened. And by being strengthened and not shortening, that retards the aging process like the fountain of youth. With this breathing exercise too, we come into heart rate variability in its optimal range, which helps and is associated with the proper guiding of the two polarities of the autonomic nervous system. Use both of those sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems to guide our way through life, just like steering to a bicycle, the left and right sides of the handlebars are like the two nervous systems. When our heart rate variable is optimal, we're guiding them properly through life. Our heart rate slows up, we're able to work more efficiently. We know through scientific studies and our Rosicrucian studies that we slow up in meditation. There's a boost in creativity, a boost in the constructive use of our imagination. We use our imagination for us, not against us. There's a boost in our mood elevation and reduction in anxiety. These and many more things happen because we start to have the body, the mind, or a whole being working as a team, working as a symphony orchestra together, make a great, wondrous music that is our great health and harmony, or harmonium. Now let us further apply the law of purification, ascend to the heights of the celestial sanctum. I invite you to stay with me now. May the divine essence of the cosmic infuse my being and cleanse me of all impurities of mind and body, that I may enter the celestial sanctum and attune in pureness and in worthiness. So mote it be. Now let us begin to ascend. Let us all use all our imaginative capacity and psychic faculties to picture ourselves rising up, ascending beyond the dwelling or building where we are, up over our city and geographic area, even up over our province or state, and now even up over our great nation or country, and taken below the beautiful landforms and weather systems and the great system and order of it all. Making you rise up higher and higher into the cosmos. Passing out from our continent, the hemisphere we're dwelling, even the beautiful blue jewel of the earth we look back on, and see the great elliptical orbits of the planets, our solar system, and the great fiery ball of the sun, our local star, as we rise higher and higher past myriad stellar phenomena, the quasars, the pulsars, the nebulae, the asteroids, and the black holes helping balance the universe. Let us continue to rise up higher and higher, faster and faster, way beyond the speed of light. Use all your inner spiritual energy to rise higher and higher. Enjoy the exhilaration of the ascent, which is our birthright. Past the fiery swords towards the heavenly city of paradise, as we pass out from the Milky Way galaxy, our local home, and look back at its great sparring arms and the beauty and wonder of it all through our psychic faculties and our physical faculties, taking in a wider and wider range the great music of the cosmic keyboard. And just rise up higher and higher past myriad stars and galaxies and clusters of galaxies, and even clusters of galaxies known as superclusters of galaxies, faster and faster, enjoying the beauty, harmony, sensing even more what Rosicrucians refer to as the cosmic. That is the universal intelligence back of the cosmos and all natural and spiritual laws that we learn in our weekly lesson. Continue the ascent and increasingly sense not only the galaxies and clusters of galaxies and superclusters of galaxies, but the whole body of the cosmos as a whole universe, revolving about a great cosmic axis that mystics and philosophers have spoken of from ancient times. Sense the entire universe rotating about a cosmic axis, just like the Earth rotates about an axis. Sense the presence of that great cosmic axis, which mirrors the axis or our spine in our holy temple of our body. And sense the presence of the midpoint or center of that great cosmic axis and speed towards it. And when you get close to it, slow up and dwell a time at this great center point of the cosmos, at the center of your being. Let us dwell there for a time, applying the law of silence. Gradually fill in the sights and sound of your personal sacred space, your celestial sanctum. Maybe an inspiring temple on earth, inspiring view all around you of the cosmos, or a special sacred place in nature back on earth, like a sacred grove or a high vista on a mountain point. Fill in the sights and sounds and all the deep spiritual emotions and the exhilaration that be at this high point of consciousness. Like the risen Christ in the alchemical diagram, Christ consciousness. Since the cosmic consciousness welling up as we visualize our personal celestial sanctum. Let the divine within assist us in this process. You may wish to picture others on this conference call with us and all the Grand Lodge and Supreme Lodge, Grand Lodge officers or order conducting a special convocation or ritual at the heights of the celestial sanctum. Feel the joy and the love and the wonderment at the center of your being, the heights of the celestial sanctum, the center of the cosmos. In paradise, in the heavenly city, the culmination of the 7 alchemical operations. And when you're ready, release your visualization in this alchemy of creating and dwell in peace profound. Just feel all there is to feel. Surrender to the divine within. Let us continue this meditation by conducting another spiritual operation and mystical exercise. The baptism of the life force, described by Imperator Emeritus H. Spencer Lewis. Visualize the life force, the waters of life, descending on you like a waterfall or the waters of a fountain flowing on you. Feel the charge of the life force permeating your being, regenerating you, remaking you, healing every cell in your body, aligning and harmonizing all the operations in the body. Feel the exhilaration. Think harmony, youth, and beauty. Wish them, feel them, knowing that they are the result of eternal laws of life and love, expressing themselves through us and all beings Feel the intensification of the life force. The great drinking of the fountain of youth. Moving from the finite plane to the infinite plane. From time to eternity. From the aging to the unaging. Down through the ages and many cultures and epochs, there's been stories of a fountain of life. And its deep spiritual meaning that's conveyed to us through Rosicrucian teachings as we're experiencing now through the alchemy of creating and the law of transformation or transmutation. And before we conclude our period of meditation and the drinking of the waters of life, continue to feel the life force bathing you, regenerating you, rejuvenating you. Just surrender and let it happen. The master within knows how to do this. Now let us apply the law of gratitude and the law of service for this cosmic blessing. With the life force built up in us, let us radiate it in love and well-being from deep within us to all sentient beings throughout the cosmos who are in need of guidance and healing. And as those rays of love and well-being and the life force radiate out, let our mind expand out with them to be one with the cosmic mind. Feel the radiations of love and well-being fill the cosmos. Brighten it with a beautiful white. As those radiations of love and well-being continue, let our mind expand out and fill the cosmos as well. In this way, experience the cosmic mind. Be the cosmic mind. Assume the cosmic mind now. Soon we'll begin our descent from the heights of the celestial sanctum. But if you wish, you can stay there and dwell further in this high point of consciousness and spirituality, feeling within our being the alchemy of creating, the law of transmutation at work. We always have the fountain of youth with us as a way of life, the Rosicrucian students on the path. Now we can begin our descent from the heights of celestial sanctum with a prayer of gratitude on our lips as we speed at tremendous rate past the superclusters of galaxies, the clusters of galaxies, the galaxies, the great vibrations of the cosmos. Back in the distance, we'll see the great spiraling arms of the Milky Way galaxy, our beloved home. And when you're ready, plunge into it, past the myriad stars and nebula and asteroids, pulsars and quasars, and see in the distance the beautiful elliptical orbits of our solar system. And our local star, the great fiery ball of the sun, and the beautiful blue jewel of the earth. And we come to our hemisphere where we left off on Earth, our continent, a great nation, country, our province or state, our city or local geographic area, a home or building where you left off, back where we were situated in our room, in the cosmic attunement. We're flowing with the waters of life. They're always with us. The radiations of love and well-being continue as part of our mission and the great healing, humanity, the attainment of the Philosopher's Stone. And when you're ready, you may wish to open your eyes and continue with the work and worship of the Rosicrucian Order as we conclude our presentation. And thank you so much for all you do, seen and unseen.